Hi, my name is Mary Rodriguez. I'm an assistant professor of community leadership and development at The Ohio State University. This is the World Cafe Women in Gender and Development Virtual Conference 2021, Out of the Theory and Into the Field. As practitioners, we constantly need to look at the work that we do and critically evaluate if it is truly for the benefit of our research participants. Much of the time, we have great intentions, but due to constraints in funding, time, access, or the expectations placed on us by funders or the academy, our work does not come back to positively impact the people or the communities which we research. So what do? Gender-sensitive research can go beyond centering women and their lived experiences. It has the potential to be transformative in the lives of women we are studying and seek to help. In this presentation, I'll present to you a few things that I've been thinking about over the past few years and an example from the field that can hopefully lead to more transformative research practices. So what does it mean to be transformative in your research and outreach? When we think gender sensitive, it is actually really just accommodating for the gender differences in a pursuit of desired outcomes. But when we think gender transformative, it seeks to transform the gender relations to promote equity as a means to reach these desired outcomes. What does this look like in practice? When we think about the different needs, for example, of women in extension, in agricultural extension, a gender-sensitive approach sees, through research, identifying those knowledge gaps in agricultural practices. And if we look at gender-sensitive programming, it seeks to create for example, create a women's group for extension activities. But when we think about gender transformative approaches, we see that both women and men have these different needs related to agricultural extension. And when we look at it through a research lens, through a gender transformative research lens, we look at the cultural and gender norms affecting women's ability to access agricultural extension. So for example, the domestic duties they have, the educational attainment, decision-making, land rights, etc. And when we look at outreach and programming through a gender transformative approach, we can look at it, for instance, by encouraging critical awareness amongst men and women about gender norms and challenging the distribution of resources and access to extension programming. So it really takes things just to the next step. So how could I have done this better? Asking questions on a survey or conducting focus groups or interviews can give you a lot of insight into what's happening into a phenomenon. However, even taking a critical approach and making sure that your research is gender sensitive, it often falls short of being transformative. I have encountered this myself a lot of times. I learned so much about women and their lives, their challenges, their opportunities, all through the lens of my research, but how could I have focused on transforming their reality more so than just learning about it? I need to build more time into the research process, sometimes taking more from that gender sensitive lens to then be able to move into a transformative space. It requires working with the community or whomever you're researching and sharing lessons learned and supporting them with how it can be used to transform their lives or their livelihoods. This takes trust building, it takes time, and a concerted effort. I find that creating a goal for transformative work with your community counterpart can pave the way and path for research to have much more impact than just a conference poster or a presentation. As a graduate student, faculty member, or practitioner, how can you take your gender-sensitive work and make it more transformative for the lives of women you are trying to impact? This is a question we should be asking ourselves regularly. How will you be more transformative in your work? Thank you.